Hey there, and welcome to Living in Lansing, Michigan, your go-to resource for everything you need to know about what's going on in the greater Lansing area and everything you need to know about real estate in the greater Lansing area. I am Brooks Warner, your host and local real estate agent with the Mitten Home team at Keller Williams Realty. Today, we are going to be talking about my 7 mistakes I see home buyers make when they're thinking about purchasing a home. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you can see all of our future videos. Also, don't be afraid to drop something in the comment if there's some information that you would like me to share with you on the YouTube channel here. Also, I answer emails and phone calls every day about people who are asking questions about buying or selling real estate in the greater Lansing area. So if you have any questions, go ahead and email me at brooks@mittenhometeam.com. All right, now we're going to jump into my list of 7 mistakes I see home buyers make when they're getting ready to start their home search. Number 1 is not getting pre-approved. And I'm going to get a little bit more specific about that. Not just pre-approved, but make sure you're getting pre-approved with a great local lender that understands the customs and things that often come up in your geographic area. So no, just going online to a portal and getting some automated online pre-approval is not going to be as effective for you for a couple of reasons. One is you're not going to have someone there to help guide you through your financing options. There is a whole lot of options when it comes to your mortgage. So make sure you get connected with a trusted local lender that can present you with all your options so you can make the best financial choice for your future. Okay, number 2 on my list of mistakes that I see home buyers make is not understanding the true cost of owning a home, along with the true cost of purchasing a home, which is a little bit more what we're going to focus on in this video here. So, well, there are tons of lending options out there that can range in down payment from 0 down programs all the way up to any amount that you would want to put down, I guess technically. There's also things that you need to be aware of, like your closing costs. So there's going to be loan origination fees. There's going to be some title insurance fees if you're in the state of Michigan. If you're watching this video and you're in a different state, that's an attorney state, that may be a little bit different. But here in Michigan, we are a title state, so you'll have some title expenses as well as pre-funding or prepaying money into your escrow account for taxes and insurance. So back to point 1, make sure your good local lender that you're working with will also help guide you so you know exactly what your options are and how much money it's going to take to close. Along with that, don't forget to check into down payment assistance programs, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. There's a whole lot more programs out there for you to help minimize your cost. But you need to be educated and really understand what your total cost is going to be to get into your first home or your next home. Okay, number 3 is going to be skipping a home inspection or not taking a home inspection seriously. Now, it is a very competitive market, and we are seeing some buyers opt to waive home inspection, and I'm not gonna be so blunt to tell you not to do that, but I am gonna caution you to be careful with that. I have for sure had home inspections done on homes that looked like they were in really great shape and had a home inspector find some major defects. So the market is tough, and if that's what you got to do, then I guess make sure you're making an educated decision on that. But overall, I would highly suggest taking the home inspection seriously and making sure that you hire a good quality home inspector. Go in there knowing that you're likely going to find some maintenance type stuff that needs to be addressed. That's pretty common. Pretty much every home has a few things that could be done to improve it that an inspector will find. But ultimately, they're there to look for major defects, and it's your opportunity to learn about the home before you purchase it, and maybe save yourself from getting into a home that's gonna have a lot of expenses that you were not expecting coming up. So mistake 3, not doing a home inspection, or not taking a home inspection seriously. All I can say is just be focused on the major defects, the major components of the home, because some of them can be quite costly if you not get them inspected. I can think of a house, it was about a year ago, that had a septic system and drain field that hadn't been installed. I'm gonna forget for sure, but I think it was the last 10 or 12 years. So relatively new from a drain field standpoint. And the inspector found that it was pretty much already at its life expectancy because of the way that it was installed, and that a new one was going to be needed pretty quickly. So just because a home or a component of the home is not that old does not mean that it's for sure going to be in great shape. So tip 3 is going to be making sure you're taking your home inspection seriously. Even if it's a new home or new components, make sure that the home inspector is taking a look at all major components so you know exactly what you're buying. Number 4, this is one of my favorite mistakes that buyers make, making an emotional decision. I have seen buyers fall in love with homes because of a quick glance at cosmetic appearance or other emotional driven things instead of logically driven things, like location being the most important thing about the home that you purchase. Where it is relative to all the things that you need to do, what your commute might be, things like that. A lot of people find to be more important than, oh, it's got new floors and new countertops. Not to say those aren't great features, but just don't let yourself get sucked into an emotional or a cosmetic decision when it's something that is this large and important of a decision for you to make. So tip number 4, try to keep your emotions in check and make sure you're also making a logical decision when it comes to the home buying process. Number 5, luckily I have not had this one happen to me in quite a while. I do my best to educate my buyers on do's and don'ts when it comes to purchasing a home. But I have heard horror stories even recently of buyers making financial changes during the home buying process, okay? Even if you think that I have plenty of money, I'm just paying something off, do not do anything financially out of the norm without talking to ideally your real estate agent, and probably even more importantly, your lender, to make sure that nothing you're gonna do is going to affect your ability to get to the closing table. Anyone wants to have happen is to find a home, fall in love with it, go through inspection, get all excited and planning for a move, and then make a decision that prevents you from continuing through the process. So definitely don't take out any new debt while you're in the middle of the home buying process, but just any large purchases, anything like that, you need to definitely make sure that it's okayed by your lender and it's not going to affect your ability to close on your future home. All right, moving on to number 6 on my list of mistakes I see buyers make, and that's trying to go through the list agent or selling agent instead of having their own buyer's agent. Now, some people think that they can get a better deal on a home if they use the seller's agent, but in a lot of cases, that just means the listing agent is going to make twice as much money. It's not actually going to save the seller any money, and then you don't have any representation or someone who's looking out for your best interest in one of the largest financial decisions you're going to make. So I would highly encourage you to find a great local real estate agent that understands the market that you are looking to buy in, and go through their process. Do a buyer consult. Make sure that you're well educated on the home buying process, what you're going to do, what the steps are, what's coming up next, and have someone who has your back looking out for your best interest in the real estate transaction instead of trusting someone who is actually representing the seller. Could be a really big mistake. So number 6, get your own agent to help you buy a home. It probably is not going to cost you anymore. It's probably not going to affect the cost in which you could get your home for, and it's really important that you have someone to guide you through and has your best interest at heart. Okay, on to my final one. I hope that this video has been helpful. Before I give you my 7th mistake I see home buyers make, I'm going to remind you one more time to go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on notifications drop any questions in the comments. Feel free to email me. brooks@mittenhometeam.com is my email address. Okay, now to wrap it up, number 7. This is a fun one. Waiting for the perfect time to buy. The reality, newsflash. Everyone ready? There is no perfect time to buy. There are pros and cons to all times of buying. Waiting for the market to drop is not something that can realistically be timed, because by the time the indicators are out there, it's already too late. Trying to time the interest rate perfectly, no one can perfectly predict what that's going to be. I've seen 7 experts give 7 different predictions for where interest rates are going even this year. So the good news is right now, while I'm recording this video, they are lower than they've been in quite some time, but I don't know how long they're going to stay there. No one truly does. And like I said, definitely pros and cons to all different time. So what I would say when it comes to waiting for the perfect time is think about what's most important to you. Think about what your motivations are. Think about what timing works best for you personally or your family to buy a home. And don't try to time the market, because it's just not a reliable activity that you can do. And home prices are still rising every day. I should probably do another video on the cost of waiting. We're seeing, moderate but still home value increases. Probably this year is going to end somewhere around the 6%. So that means the $200,000 home last year is probably going to cost another $24,000 this year. So the longer your wait, those prices are just going up. And with the severe lack of inventory, especially in the greater Lansing area, can totally be different in a different area, and no real solutions for our housing shortage. I don't see those prices coming down anytime in the near future. Happy to have more of a conversation with anyone about that. But last mistake that I see buyers make that we're going to talk about today is trying to time the market perfectly. Make the decision for what's best for you and when you want to be in your next home. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about the stuff that I talked about, or if you just like to connect at all, again, feel free to leave something in the comments here. I will respond to you there, or you can email me directly, brooks@mittenhometeam.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.